Hello everybody, I am Leah Wilson-Felis. Welcome to my backyard. Got Jameson here with me today, so he'll help guide some yoga for us. Excuse him if the mailman shows up and he starts buffing or anything like that. This is a recorded video, so it is also being done live through a Zoom video with the Community Partnership in Teller County. And so, I'm going to upload this to YouTube, and that way you can access this video again and again. For the next couple of months, I'm going to be going over the 8 limbs of yoga. And so this is the 8-fold path that yogis take to find bliss, to find that state of mind where there is no time and no space, and you can simply just be. And so we have to kind of start to break down some layers of who we are and how we respond to situations in the world around us. And so for some of you, this might be more of a review. And so the first limb of yoga is called the Yamas. And so there are 5 Yamas, and we're going to work on one of them today. A couple weeks ago on Zoom we did this same Yama, so it will be a review and then we'll just continue on from here on out. So this is called Ahimsa, and Ahimsa means non-judgment. It means non-harming, and in this day and age, this time in the world, I feel like this is a really important Yama for us to be practicing. And so I'm going to just talk about the first Yama, Ahimsa, non-harming, non-judgment. And so that is all the facets of life: physical, mental, and emotional, non-harming, non-judgment. And so that's for you, so non-judgment, non-harming of yourself, but also of others. Even if you don't know that person, non-harming, non-judgment. And so, my little notes here, tuck that in there. And so we want to focus, when we're talking about Ahimsa, on our actions, first of all. Non-harming in our actions. Non-harming in our words. But also non-harming and non-judgment in our thoughts. And that's probably the hardest one. And so today, how does that relate to yoga? How can we bring that to our yoga practice? Well, you can have compassion for yourself. You can be non-harming of yourself. So during the practice today, make sure to listen to your body, and if there's any positions, any asanas that don't feel right, feel free to modify them or omit them altogether. You're also welcome to add things on as you like. And then non-judgment. Don't judge yourself here today. We're just here to practice. It's called a practice because we are always continuously working towards bettering ourselves and a better understanding of ourselves and of our body. And so as you come to your practice, find a seat, however you like to sit, even if your legs are out straight. And we're going to do a little mudra practice today. So mudra are hand positions. Here's my reference book. It's a really wonderful book on mudras. There's 108 mudras in this book. And so what you want to do, this is the Karuna mudra for compassion. Again, a review for many of you. You're going to take your left hand and you're going to cup your hand like a little cup. And you're going to face that left hand towards your heart, towards you. This is compassion for you. And then we're going to do the same with the right hand. Make a little cup. And we're going to bring it right over top the center part of our left hand, so that the right fingers are cupping over the left palm. Left fingers are still free to move, but cupped. So you're making a little, like a little shell. And so you've got compassion for yourself and compassion for others. And these forces come together and create a little bit of unity. It's like 2 forces coming at each other and meeting. This is the gesture of compassion. You can let it rest in your lap. You can let it rest by your heart if you'd like. And we'll start by sitting and bringing our awareness to a gentle breath. So feel free to close your eyes or lower your gaze down. And we're just going to start to breathe. Breathe a little deeper into your nose into your lungs, up to your collarbones. And then allowing that energy and that breath to move out slowly from the collarbones, through the chest, out through the nose. This breath gently massages the physical heart. So imagine that the breath is moving up to the collarbones and moving down through the ribs with the exhale, moving up with the inhale, moving out and down with the exhale, massaging the physical heart organ. Focus your breath maybe into your left nostril, the left side of your chest. Making this gesture really calming. So you don't want your hands to be held really tight, you want them to be soft and calm. It helps to support the opening of our heart, the cultivation of compassion for yourself, for others. Really helps to expand our ability to live with joy and harmony in our life. Through the eyes of the heart, we see clearly that all beings seek happiness and freedom from suffering. All beings. You and me. And my cat inside screaming. Let's release our hands and start to move a little bit. We're going to do the breath of life. And so with that, I just want you to interlace your fingers. And let's start by rolling out the wrists, rolling out the hands. So you might be noticing that you're guiding with your thumbs as you're doing this figure 8 motion with your wrists. And so my hands are in a comfortable interlaced position, and I'm going to unlace them and interlace them again the awkward way with the other pinky on top, the other thumb on top. And we're going to try to go backwards, so guiding with your pinky fingers this time. Nice. Yeah, you have to go a little slower because our brain doesn't always work in backwards. Awesome job. Now when you're ready, let's shake that out. And we're going to stretch out our hands a little bit more. So bring your hands together, just fingers spread, elbows out. And we're going to rotate the fingers towards us so that the wrists are facing away. And then fingers face away while the wrists face towards us. We're just rotating the fingers like a little mohawk hands, rolling back and forth. Let's add on here, interlace those fingers, push your hands out towards the camera, and we'll start to rock our hands to the right, ribs to the left, and then switch it up, hands to the left, ribs to the right. Back and forth a couple times, just starting to stretch out our ribs, stretch out our hands. Compassion for yourself. Ugh, the side's a lot tighter, so I might not go as far on that side. Now let's take our hands and sweep them up to the sky. And we'll just rock through the ribs again, this time adding more of a stretch through our underarms. Coming back up, release your hands down, slightly behind you. So your fingers can be tented like this, or they can be flat on the ground. Up to you. Let's open our chest and slightly lean back. Bring yourself back up. Hands are going to come forward, round your back. They come together like they're just in prayer position, but out in front, and then we'll bring them, slice them to the heart, to the prayer. Let's do that again, but this time faster and with breath. So we're going to skip some of those more embellished movements. So let's inhale, interlace your fingers, and lift your elbows. Exhale and push your hands out, round your back. Inhale, sweep the hands up to the sky. And exhale to float your hands down, slightly back behind you to the floor. Inhale, open your chest, let your head roll back. Exhale, round your back, slice your hands forward through the air, making a cave for your heart. And then inhale, bringing that compassion, non-harming, into that heart center. Let's do it one more time. I won't be guiding you with my words, so if you need to, you can follow along with your eyes. Start with inhaling.
Vault. I appreciate that.
Inhale up to the sky. Exhale. Inhale, open chest. Exhale, round. Slice it back to your heart. Nice job, everybody. Let's add some other stretches on here. So if you need to switch your legs, please feel free to do that. I'm just going to crisscross mine the other way. This is my comfortable pose, but your legs could be straight out, even with a roll underneath them. Let's ground those fingers down off either side of your body. Drop those shoulders, reach the top of the head up so it's like your neck is elongating. Yeah. And then we're going to drop into our right hand and sweep the left hand out and up. And if you don't feel a stretch in that left side body, then start to relax into the right side so that you can sweep over. A couple more breaths, relax the right shoulder here. And we'll inhale back up to center and try it on this side. So sweep that left hand out, right hand reaches up. If you still need more, relax into the left side. The right hand will be doing the reaching this time. Make sure to stay anchored through your right hip. One more breath, really expanding through the right ribs, front of the chest. And with your next inhale, sweep yourself back up to center. Ground your fingers. Grab onto your knees, both hands, one hand on each knee, and we're just going to do a simple cat and cow. So I'm going to turn to the front of my mat so you can see what my back looks like here. So we're going to round our back like a mad cat. And then inhale, shoulders shrug back as we open our heart. Exhale, round your back. Inhale, open chest. Last time, round your back. Inhale, open chest. Beautiful work. And finally, we'll twist out our back here. So again, if your legs need to be straight, that's okay. We're going to be using the outsides of our thighs and knees. So let's take our right hand to the outside of our left knee, left thigh. And then your left hand can come to the mat behind you. Inhale to sit up tall, and exhale to add a twist. Take 2 more breaths, and as long as it doesn't hurt, you can stay there. Relax those shoulders. The crown lifts up to the sky. So maybe start to look over your left shoulder. Let's add a twisting reach. So still twisting like this. We're going to just sweep our back left hand up to the sky. Hang on with your right hand and start to lean over to the right. Open your chest. Look up to the ceiling above your left hand. Let your head lay back a little bit. And let's bring ourselves back up to center. If your legs are crisscrossed like mine, maybe switch them so that the other leg is on top or in front so that the other leg can have some more attention. And then we'll go the other way. So left hand to right thigh or knee. Right hand to the mat behind you or the floor behind you. Inhale to sit up tall. Relax the shoulders. Exhale to twist. 2 more breaths, staying there. Trying to find comfort within that posture. So relaxing shoulders, relaxing the core so that you can get that ultimate twist. Now we'll add the reach into that, so grab on with your left hand and sweep your right hand up to the ceiling. From there you can start to lean further to the left if you need more stretch. And we'll start to open our chest up to the sky. Maybe start to lay your head back, working into the front aspect of the throat and neck. And we'll start to bring ourselves back up to center, unwinding. Great work. Now let's rotate, or if you need to, I'm going to rotate to the front of my mat because I always sit horizontally on it, and with my new yoga deck, I can't sit with my legs out that way. So we're going to lengthen our legs out, Toes flexed back. Sweep your hands all the way up. We're going to intentionally round our back like a mad cat and reach for your shins, your knees, your ankles, your toes, using a strap if you would like, bowing your head, and just starting to breathe. No judgment, no harming. So if it hurts, you might need to back up a little bit so that it's more uncomfortable than painful. No judgment. We are where we are today in our practice. I feel that in my calves, behind my lower legs, behind my knees, and a little bit in my lower back, especially if I drop my chin to my chest. Inhale and roll yourself back up to center. We'll work one hip, one leg, then the other. So let's keep our right leg straight, and our left knee is going to bend, and I'm going to let it flop out to the side. So it's a figure 4 with my legs. Left knee is bent, right leg is straight. Support your left knee if needed. Inhale, sweep your hands up to the sky. Exhale, reach over that right leg towards your knee, shin, ankle, toes, a yoga strap perhaps. Round your back over, look down at your knee. 2 more breaths, softening into your body. Compassion for yourself. Ahimsa, non-harming, non-judgment. Now wherever you are, grab on with your left hand. So if you're using a strap, grab on with your left hand. If you've got your toes, grab on with your left hand. The right hand is going to try to sweep out so that your body is trying to square and twist out towards the right. Relax those shoulders. Try to maintain for one more breath, but remember, if there's pain, you're harming yourself. We want to be healing ourselves. Let's go the other way. So release your right hand to your right foot or ankle or strap, and the left hand will sweep open. Shoulders relaxed. And finally, for our final side sway, we'll reach our left hand up to the sky and start to sweep it over our head so that both arms are reaching towards your right foot. Keep breathing, remember that. And if there's any kind of pain, you might release. You might soften that position. Inhale and sweep your left hand up to the sky. Pull yourself all the way up to center. Rotate forward. Let's switch sides. So left leg is going to kick out straight, wiggle those knees out, window wipers. And then we'll keep our left leg straight as our right knee bends and drops out to the side. So we're now in a figure 4 or Janu Sirshasana for the left leg. Inhaling up to the sky. And exhaling, reaching over top that straight left leg for your knee. Shin, ankle, or toes. Round your back. Look down. Relax your shoulders. Notice where the stretch is and how different it might be from the other side. We'll twist the more difficult way first, so hold on wherever you are with your right hand. It might be your toes or your ankle or your shin. Maybe it's a strap. Right hand, left leg. Left hand is going to sweep open so that we are trying to twist. Relax the shoulders. Tilt the head around a little bit, see how the neck is feeling. Feeling pretty crunchy to me. We'll take our left hand down to our left leg. Release your right hand and start to sweep it open so that now your chest is opening out to the right. You might feel a little inner thigh. As we bring ourselves further in the pose, that will increase. So right hand sweeps up to the ceiling, over your head, so that both arms are reaching towards that left foot. Chest is open, looking underneath your right armpit. Don't forget to breathe. Inhale and bring yourself back up all the way. And we'll rotate back ahead and bring both feet to meet in Baddha Konasana. So feet together, knees apart. I'll turn to an angle so you can kind of see what I'm doing here. It's kind of nice to have, that free space under the knees so that gravity can help them open. But if you need a little bit of cushion under those knees, there's no shame in that. Let's sit up nice and tall, relax the shoulders down, crown lifts. Let's just rock our head a little from right to left, moving into some gentle neck movements, just warming it up, maybe some head circles. Nice work, everybody. And from here, let's fold into our Baddha Konasana, our bound angle position. Many of us know it as butterfly. So just rocking forward with the chest, trying to keep those knees stable, so trying not to flutter those wings. When we bounce the legs, it's called ballistic stretching, and I find that a lot of people get groin injuries when they do that. So I like this stretch to be more gentle. Non-harming, remember that. Great work. Let's pull ourselves back up to center, pull our knees together like the ends of a book. Turn back forward, and we're going to practice a couple rounds of boat pose. So this can be boat pose with your feet on the floor, with your hands interlaced or grabbing onto the top of your knees, shoulders down, back straight. So that's step one. You're welcome to stay at step one. You're going to be feeling your hip flexors right in this little crease right here warming up. And so those are the hip flexors. And what they do is they allow our hip, our knee right here, to flex. And so if you'd like to go higher than that, you can hover your feet off the ground. That's step two. And step three is trying to let go. Step four is lifting the legs a little higher. And of course 5 is lifting the arms even higher. So if you're like, do what now? I'm already burning through my body. Let's take one more breath. And we'll release back to Baddha Konasana, cobbler position. That feels pretty nice after all that work. We're going to do that 2 more times. So if you're like, no we're not, then you can rest or add something in however you'd like to here. This is a core strengthener. So bring your knees up, feet might lift, that's step 2, hands might let go for 3, feet might lift for 4, hands might lift for 5. See how my legs are not straight though? They can go straight, but that's really hard. So wherever those legs are, wherever those arms are, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Baddha Konasana. Rounding over those bent knees, folded out to the sides. We'll try it one more time, or you can stay here for the 3rd round if you'd like. On this one, I'm going to bring a lot of motion into it, but feel free to stay wherever you like to be. So I'm going to reach my arms up, and then all I'm going to do is reach my right arm straight and kick my left leg straight. And then I switch them. Left leg, right leg. Left leg, right leg. Right arm, left arm, right arm, left arm. 3, 2, 1. Baddha Konasana. Give yourself that time to relax in that cobbler position, butterfly. Nice work. That's going to get us nice core, nice hip flexors, those hiking muscles. Let's come to hands and knees and do a couple rounds of cat and cow here. So swing those legs around. Bring yourself up onto your hands and knees. Arrange those hands directly under shoulders, those knees directly under hips. Just add a cow and add a cat. A couple more, just really moving into the pelvis. So your hips. Focus for a moment on the hips, your glutes, and then focus on your belly, pulling up, sucking up. and then letting go. Focus on your shoulders rounding, and then your shoulders dropping as you reach your heart forward. A couple more like that. And your neck looking up, looking down and back. Nice work, everybody. Going back to neutral, let's keep it moving. So reach your right arm forward, kick your left leg back. You can tuck your toes under, or you can lift your left knee. You want to be a straight board if you can. Right arm, left leg on the same line. One more breath. Drop it down. Other side. Left arm, right leg. Same line. So I look in the camera here and I'm like, ooh, that's too high. Oh, okay, that's good. Right there. One more breath. Drop it down. So that's the value of using the camera on yourself. Let's do it again on each side. Right arm, left leg. 3 breaths. One more. Drop it down. Exhale. Left arm, right leg. One more breath. Drop it down. This time we're going to move through tiger crunches, right arm, left leg. Inhale to reach. Exhale, elbow to the knee. Inhale to reach. Exhale, elbow to the knee. 2 more. Now extend both the arm and the leg. Here's your bonus move. Bend your left knee. Reach your right hand back. Try to tickle your foot. Ugh. Okay, I got it. And so if you can reach it, that's great. If not, just keep trying. Nice job. Extend that oval, and we'll release it. Left arm, right leg. Inhale, reach. Exhale, crunch. 3 more. Inhale, reach. Exhale, crunch. Extend both. Right leg bends. Left leg reaches back. Try to reach for your foot. It's okay if you can't. Just keep trying. Take 1 more breath. Release it down. We're going to walk our hands forward. Drop to the elbows. Walk your knees back. And melt your forehead down to the yoga mat. Puppy pose. Or melted heart pose. Beautiful work from here. Roll your body forward over top your yoga mat. Lay yourself down on your belly. Get your hands by your sides here. Nice work. We're going to do a half bow pose for a back bend. So let's do our right side first. Our left hand will just swing in front of our chest so that you're kind of up on your elbows. Left elbow is going to be the one with most of the weight. We're going to bend our right knee. And if you'd like to, you can try to reach that right hand back for your foot. And if you can't quite reach, maybe you grab onto your pant leg. Or an anklet if you have one. Or a sock. Or use a yoga strap. So we're not trying to bend that knee in. That's frog pose. We're doing bow pose, like a bow and arrow. And so we want to lift that back and open the right side of our chest and our bicep. Looks good. So you kind of want to kick back into your hand. 1 more breath. And let's release. Other side. So right arm swivels in front. Left knee bends. Reach back with your left hand and try to grab your left foot. Again, we're not trying to bring this in. We're trying to open that up. So we want to open the left side of the chest by kicking the left foot back into our hand. 1 more breath. And we'll lower down. Nice job. We'll do a little swan pose, so both elbows, maybe your hands come together, maybe they interlace. We'll press up onto our elbows and bend both knees, trying to point our heads towards our toes. If you can and you want to, you could rise up onto your hands. I always have these little youngins that come to class that are like, look, Miss Lee, I can touch my head to my toes. And I'm like, maybe one day. Let's lower back down. We're going to go in reverse to child's pose. So press back up to hands and knees. Walk your knees in a little bit. Round your back. And we'll start to find our way towards our heels. Now, if you're like, that is not happening, I'm not going to sit on my heels, then keep your hips lifted and walk your hands forward. So puppy pose, melted heart pose, or child's pose. Beautiful work. Roll up to your hands and knees. Tuck your toes. And we'll find our way to our first downward dog of the day. So, your heels don't need to go flat in downward dog. Just pedal it out a couple times so that your right heel presses down and then your left heel presses down back and forth. Great job. Send your right leg up to the sky. Look towards your right hand and try your best to step that right foot forward. And then we're going to step our left foot forward. And then your right and your left towards the top of your mat. Soften your knees a little bit here so that you're almost going to kind of sit into that chair. Belly rests on your thighs. And start to let your hands go and see if you can just kind of drape yourself over your legs. Sweep your arms out like a bird. Reverse swan dive. All the way up. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart center. Take 3 breaths here. Starting to get a little warm around here. You can have that blankie. All right, one last breath here at the heart. Shoulders back, chest lifted. Exhale, bring your hands down to the sides of your body. Inhale all the way up overhead. And exhale, soften your knees like you're going to sit into a chair and roll over top your legs. We're going to straighten our right leg and then rebend it. And then we'll do that on the left side. So the left leg is going to straighten and bend. Right leg, straighten, just the right leg, and then bend it, and then just the left leg, straightening, bending. Let's work with our breath now. Inhale, the right leg lengthens. Exhale, bend both knees. Inhale, left leg lengthens. Exhale and bend both knees. One more on each side, right leg. And left leg. Sweep your arms out like a bird. Press into your feet, roll through your back as you carry yourself all the way to standing. Hands reach up to the sky, maybe even a little miniature back bend. Exhale to your heart center. We're going to do a chair position with a rotation to the right. So inhale here. Exhale, sit into a chair. Your left elbow is going to rotate to the outside or the top of your right thigh or knee. Now if you feel like your arms are collapsed, your chest is collapsed here, really try to press into your hands to open your chest out to the right. Look down, make sure your knees are level, and we'll release. Coming back down. Inhale, sweep your arms out like a bird, let them carry you all the way up to standing. Exhale through heart center, squatting down into a chair position. right elbow hooks on the outside of the left knee. Again, if you feel like your chest is kind of collapsing and rounding, really try to press into your palms, press into your right elbow, and open your chest to the left. Make sure those knees are nice and level. One more breath. Exhale and roll round back to center. Sweep your arms out like a bird. Press on up all the way, standing, reaching up to the sky. Exhale, heart centered. One more time here. We're going to inhale. Exhale, hands to the sides. Up overhead, reaching up for invisible ropes. Hang on to them and sit into your invisible chair. Roll over top of your legs, fingertips to the floor or to a block. Straighten just your right leg. Place your left fingertips into the floor and sweep your right hand out and up to the sky. Left knee bent, left fingers to the floor. Inhale one more time. Exhale, release it down. Let's try the other side. So we're going to straighten just our left leg. Keep your right knee bent. Right fingertips to the floor or a block. Left hand sweeps out and up. One more breath, really open the chest to the left. Exhale, release, back to center. We're going to step our left foot back first. So step your left foot back, hand by your right foot. Step your right foot back, downward facing dog. Pedal it out. Look at your toes. Press your hips up a little higher. Press into the mat with your hands. Look to your hands and roll through your feet, up to your hips, up to your shoulders, over your hands. I always have to inch my toes back a little bit there. You can lower to your knees first, and we're going to try to drop onto our belly. Unhook your toes, point them back, and drop the tops of your feet to the mat. Squeeze those elbows into your sides, and that will help to lift your chest up off the floor. If you want to go higher, you're welcome to. And we'll lower back down. Roll over the tops of your feet, tuck those toes, and come up to your downward facing dog. Reaching your left leg up to the sky first. Looking towards your left hand, stepping your left foot forward. Then your right foot forward. Halfway lift to your shins or your knees, shoulders back. One more breath like you're sucking it in. Exhale, bend through your knees, relax. Reverse swan dive. Sweep those arms out, keep your knees bent, and bring yourself all the way up. Exhale, heart center. 2 breaths. Coming back to this center, back to this original standing position. We'll do one more sun salutation. Inhale here. Exhale, hands to your sides. Inhale, up overhead. Reach up for those ropes and sit into your invisible chair. Fold over top your legs, reaching for the floor or for blocks. Now this time, let's straighten our right leg only. Walk your hands to the left side of the mat. You're going to feel a lot of stretch up the outer right side of your hamstrings there. One more breath. Back to center. Try it on the other side. Just the left leg lengthens. We rotate our upper body to the right side of the mat. You're going to feel a whole lot along the outer left side of your left leg. One more breath. Exhale back to center. Lift yourself halfway, flat back. Figure 7, if you will. Shoulders drop down from your ears. Exhale, bend through those knees. Hands come to the mat. Step your right foot back first. Then your left, downward dog. Push through your hands. Lift through your tailbone. Look back at your toes or your ankles. Roll up to your tippy toes. Let that energy roll through your hips, over through your shoulders into plank. Beautiful. Lower yourself down. You can drop to knees first and then lower. Unhook your toes, press through the tops of your feet, and let that energy roll you up. Heart lift. Lower back down. We'll press up over our feet and let those toes tuck under as we come back up to downward dog. Take your time. Reach your right leg up to the sky once again. Bend your knee a little bit maybe, open that hip, look towards your right hand as you lengthen that leg and step the right foot forward. Then the left foot forward. We're in a forward fold now. Inhale to lift halfway. Shoulders release down away from your neck. One more breath. Exhale, soften your knees, roll over your legs. Bend those knees even deeper like you're sitting in an invisible chair. Sweep your arms out, up overhead, still sitting in a chair. For 3, 2, 1. Inhale to reach up to the sky. Exhale, heart center. Beautiful job, everybody. If you've fallen back on your mat, like if you're way back here, then step forward to the top of your yoga mat. My yoga mat has kind of slid on my little deck here, so I'm going to slide it forward. All right, so coming to the top of our mat, hands to heart center. We're going to practice an assisted warrior 3. So we'll come through into that chair position. Fingertips come down to the mat or to the block. Right leg first, so keep your left leg rooted and sweep your right leg back into the air. This is assisted warrior 3. If you'd like to unassist, you can try to lift your hands up off the floor. That takes a lot of core strength. Beautiful job. Fingertips still on the floor. Bend your left knee, that's your standing leg, and let your right leg come back. Right heel lifted. From here, just start to look forward. If the camera's in front of you, maybe you look towards the screen. From there, lift your hands up to the top of your left knee. This is going to build a lot of strength around this left knee. From there, maybe your hands lift to your heart. Maybe not. Maybe they stay there. That's your choice. And if you'd like, you can sweep those hands all the way up. One more breath. As you exhale, softening deeper into that left knee. Float your hands down by your left foot. Right hand grounds into the mat or a block. Left hand sweeps up to the sky. Open that chest up to the left. Maybe look up towards your left hand. And we'll lower back down. Slide that left foot back to downward facing dog and pedal it out. Nice job. It's a lot of work on that left leg. Look towards your hands. Bend both knees like you're going to spring load and shoot off. And we'll start to walk forward towards our hands, one foot at a time. Maybe a hop, if you're ready for a hop. Right, let's try it on the other side. We're going to bend our knees a lot. Fingertips to the floor. Keep your right foot rooted, right where it is. Left leg is going to slide back. Maybe you lift that left leg up off the ground. You're now in an assisted warrior 3. Virabhadrasana 3. From there, if you'd like, you can try to unassist by lifting your hands. That takes a lot of back body core strength. One more breath. We gotta hold those balances. Release those hands back down and step your left foot back towards the back end of your mat with your heel lifted. Keep your hands rooted for now and start to look forward. If you'd like to go higher than that, you can start to lift your hands off the mat and bring them to the top of your right knee. Welcome to stay there. If you'd like to go further, hands can rise to your heart center. And if you're feeling pretty grounded today, maybe the hands come up overhead. Softening through the right knee, deepening the position. One more breath. Exhale to float your hands down by your right foot. Right hand is going to lift as the left hand roots. So left hand down, right hand up. If you're feeling a lot, bend deeper into your right knee. That really helps. One more breath, open that chest, maybe another for good luck. And we'll lower that hand down. Slide your right foot back, downward dog. Nice, pedal it out. Go ahead and release down to hands and knees. We're going to be practicing something called dolphin. So this is eventually going to get our shoulders strong enough to do arm balances, headstands, cool stuff like that. But for now, we'll practice dolphin. If you're at home and you're like, but I want to do a headstand, and you know how, you should. If you don't know how, you shouldn't, especially if you're alone. So, for dolphin pose, we're going to measure out by putting our elbows on the floor and grabbing on to opposite elbows. From here, you're going to keep your elbows in that spot and just pivot your hands forward to interlace your fingers. I'm on my knees here, so I'm going to tuck my toes and roll up onto my toes, off the knees. This is called dolphin right here. So instead of downward dog, dolphin. You know how we go from downward dog to plank? That's what we're doing here. Look from your toes to your hands, and then roll your chin over top your hands. And then we'll do it again. Lift your hips up, look back. Look forward at your hands. Plank. 3 more for 5. So now I'm at number 3. Lift the hips up. Look at your hands. Number 2. Lift your hips up. Look back. Look back at your hands. Plank. 1. Drop to your knees. Your arms should be pretty tired there. So you can slide back to puppy pose or child's pose. Let your arms swing out to the sides or back behind you by your pinky toes. Try to let your head round down towards your knees or towards the floor. Beautiful work, everybody. And from here, we're going to roll over onto our backs. A blankie for your toes, you can grab that eventually. I'm going to put it down there so I can slide my feet under there, but for now we're just going to lay back onto our mat. We're going to do a little core work before we completely relax. So if you're like, no, I want to relax now, it's really your choice. Have that compassion for yourself. Have that non-judgment of having the grace to just say, I've done enough for today. If you'd like to join me for the core work, we're going to either keep the left leg straight or keep it bent. So this is the left leg, and the right leg's going to do the work at first. So for now, just to demonstrate, I'm going to keep my left knee bent with my foot flat and my knee pointed up. And I'm going to do 10 leg lifts. So I'm going to do 5 with a bent left knee and 5 with a straight left leg. So we'll do 5 on the right side. So we'll inhale and lift our right leg up to the sky. Exhale and let it drop, but let it hover so you don't want to touch your heel. Lift it up again for 2. Lift it up again for 3. For 4. For 5. Now I'm going to move to the straight leg, so my left leg is going to lay down on my mat. Same thing on the right leg for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's a lot harder with the straight leg, right? So let's bend our right knee to give that hip flexor a break. Left leg. It lifts up to the sky. We drop it down so it hovers. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now 5 is good. You can stop there. I'm going to straighten my right leg so it's laying down. 5 more on the left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice work, everybody. Bend your knees. Lift your hips a little bit and take both of your hands, stack them on top of each other, right underneath. Well, I make like a little triangle pose like this with my hands, and I sit my pelvis and my sacrum right in my thumbs. So my hands are kind of overlapped, but I've got this little circle where my thumbs are for my pelvis, for my sacrum. So find a comfy spot on your hands. Lift your legs up like so with your knees bent. You could do it with straight legs if you're hardcore, okay? So if you want a lot of core strength, do it with straight legs. For most of us, we're going to have bent knees. And we're going to lower down and try to tap our toes on the floor. And then lift them back up. 1, 2, 3, 4, crunch it. Lift your hips up. 5, lift those hips up. 6, 7, 8, 2 more, 9, 10. We're going to relax. So let your hips come up, rise your hips up into a bridge, release your hands. Keep your knees bent if you please. If you'd like, you can always lay out in Shavasana. For many of us, the Shavasana, the ending part of our class, is the hardest part because we're meant to be still. And many of us don't like to be still. But the note that I like to make is that if you cannot find stillness in your physical body, you may never find stillness and peace in your mind. So work really hard at finding peace inside of your body. Let your body rest. Let your shoulders go. Let your belly just relax. Let your hips just relax. Your knees, your feet. Let yourself lay on your yoga mat. Have compassion for your feet. They hold you up. They've taken you miles. Compassion for your legs, which help those feet in guiding you on your journey. Compassion for your hips that move those legs, move those feet. Compassion for your back. Holds you up tall. Your shoulder blades that allow your arms to move around in all directions. Your arms that carry things, do things for you. Your hands, the multitaskers of our body. Compassion for your neck that holds up your head, holds you up tall. Compassion for our mind. Compassion for all the times that we did judge ourselves, and for all the times that we judged others. Forgiveness. Non-harming. throughout your daily life, whether it be in a yoga session or in your life. Ask yourself, is this healing or is this harming? And if the answer is harming, do something to change. Let's take 2 more deep breaths, just laying here on the yoga mat, feeling your breath rise through the belly and through your body. Feeling the breath relax and fall, grounding you. Begin to awaken your body, maybe wiggling your feet, wiggling your hands and wrists, fingers. Remember, take it slow. Move at your own pace here. Start to work through the knees, work through the hips and the back. Just bringing movement and awareness to these areas once again. And we'll begin to roll to one side when you're ready. And some people roll right up to seated, so you can skip rolling to a side if you'd like. So just whichever side you're called to roll to. Taking a moment, if you roll to the side, to have compassion, gratitude for this body. We'll start to press ourselves back up to seated. If you'd like to, you can cup your hands together, with your left hand facing your body and your right hand facing away from your body, so it resembles compassion for you, for yourself, and compassion for all of the other beings on the planet. Through the eyes of the heart, we clearly see that all beings seek happiness and freedom from suffering. And with a heart of compassion, we clearly see that we all share a journey towards unity. Ahimsa, non-judgment, non-harming, through your actions, through your words, and through your thoughts, for yourself and for others. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for listening to your body and having compassion for yourself. Remember to stay kind to yourself and to others. I bow to you. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'll see you next time on the mat.